Episode 2 of my Java programming tutorials. In this episode, I'm going to be covering the construction and the usage of a counter variable along with the keyword while. So to start, you're going to need to open up Eclipse. If you've been following on the tutorials, it should open up automatically to the Hello World program. If not, you can just go to, it'll be over here, and you'll find the Hello World folder, open it up, open up the SRC folder, the default package, and then here's your coding. And you just double click it and it's going to open it here. Now, once you've done that, you're going to jump straight to the main line of coding. We will not edit the constructor. Okay. And now within the main lines of coding, the first thing we need to do is create this counter that we're going to be using. To do this, you're just going to type int, and we're going to name it counter, and set the value, and semicolon, which tells us that this line of coding is done. Now what we've done is we've told it that it's going to create an integer. You say whenever you use int, whatever comes after it is going to be the name of the variable, and it's going to be set to an integer, which means it can only use whole numbers. You can't do decimals. And then I set its value. So now we'll do the while statement, and we'll implement this counter within it. So to do that, you're going to type while, lowercase, and parentheses. Within the parentheses, you're going to put the condition. So we're going to try and print hello world 3 times. To do this, we're going to tell it to keep printing until counter is less than 3. That's 3. Okay. And then you will put an opening bracket at the end of the parentheses, and come on down here. And you're going to want to put a closing bracket. Alright. Now anything within these brackets is what's going to repeat until our counter is less than 3. Or if we want to, we could say equals 3. So we wanted to print the system.out.println.hello. But if we don't add anything to the counter, this is going to create an infinite loop, and it will run until you stop it manually. So to avoid this, we need to add to the counter. And to do this, you just type the variable's name, it'll automatically recognize it, and then you need to tell it what you want to do. Like in this case, we want to add 1. So you can type equals counter plus 1, or you can just do plus plus, which is the same thing in the semicolon. And plus plus is just telling it to add, or to set the value of this counter to itself plus 1. Now, you have to keep in mind, when it reads a mathematical equation, it's going to go from right to left. So it'll use the initial value of the counter to the right, add it to 1, or add 1 to it, and then set it equal to counter. Okay, so now we'll run it. I'll show you how. Alright, and as you can see, it printed hello world 3 times. And the reason this does this is when it runs the main line, or when it runs main, it creates the variable first and sets it to 0. Then, when it reaches the while statement, it makes sure that counter is less than 3. So the statement basically says while counter is less than 3, it will print hello world and then add 1 to the counter. Now you can also set it equal to, or if you want, I'm sorry, you can't set it equal to. If you set it equal to, it's not going to print it. Another usage for this, we can do a counting program. So let's say we want to count 10. We'll change the initial value. We're going to have it count down from 10. We'll change the initial value of the integer to 10, and now we're going to change our condition for while. We want to have it count down, so we want to say while the counter is greater than, we'll have it count down to 0, so we'll say greater than -1. It will keep doing this. And we want it to subtract from our counter, and just as you can do plus plus to have it add 1, you can do minus minus to have it subtract 1. So we run the program. Oops, I forgot to change a crucial thing. In the print line, Right now, it's just going to print hello world, and it will print it 10 times or 11 times, but that's not what we're wanting. We're wanting it to count down. So you'll just type in the name of the variable here. Like I told you before, if you wanted to type exact words, you can do them in quotations. If you're wanting it to if you're wanting it to print the value of a variable, you can just enter the variable's name, and I will run it. And there we go, it worked right. Alright, let's see, it starts at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You could also change this around and have it count up. If you wanted to set this to 0, tell it to add, and tell it to stop at a certain number.